What I have understood through my 22 years career in Nestle, confidence and consistently upskilling myself has been my foundation. And it has impacted in all aspects of my life, whether it's in EWN or Denim Salon and Spa or Ghana's Most Beautiful. And what I see is that immediately you get something right, it boosts your confidence.
Yeah.
But you can't get it right when you don't make an effort to learn.
I was looking at giving out without gaining anything. But looking at the team, it has highlighted the fact that when you give, at least indirectly, you'll also be gaining positively. So for me, this team has highlighted the main focus of my initiative, whereby we gift to women of all calibers hard training in handicrafts, so that in the end they can also offer that gift to the next generation.
Turn around. Turning point. Yeah. He's a turn around.
My name is Albert Ocran. Welcome you to Ghana's foremost developmental program and that place where the greatest minds in the world converge. Springboard is brought to you by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with the Enterprise Group, MTN Ghana, and the Ghana Growth Program, a collaboration between Mastercard Foundation and Springboard. Our media partners, Joy 99.7 FM, Joy News Television, and the graphic group of newspapers. Of course, we also have a Springboard channel where you'll find all our content curated for your listening and viewing pleasure. Today is a very big day for all of us. It's International Women's Day, and a big congratulations to all the women out there who are making big things happen from north to the south, from the east to the west. We celebrate you. We just thank you for being who you are and what you represent to all of us. Everyone has a woman in his or her life. And so let me start by dedicating this show, even before we start to let me start with my mother, Dora, should I say my wife or my girlfriend or my best friend, Comfort, and then to my daughter, Nana. That's 3 generations. Wow. I think that's a nice combination. So generation 1, 2, and 3, Dora, Comfort, and Nana. Enjoy the show. Let me also hold back on a few dedications for mid-show, and I will come back to you. But I have 2 guests to help me converse about the International Women's Day. I love the theme for this year, Give to Gain. And it encompasses 2 things, generosity and collaboration. I guess that's why I chose the 2 people I have in the studio today. It was a difficult choice because there are so many women, but generosity, collaboration is a nice combination. So I have Janet Sunkwa Mills. She's the president of the Executive Women's Network. Janet, good to see you.
Good to see you, Albert.
You should soon get a Springboard
I'm telling
designation.
I'm family. I'm friends.
Yeah.
I live and breathe Springboard,
Yes,
so
yes,
I'm
yes.
so happy to be here.
It's good to see you, Janet.
Good to see you.
Yes, and then we have Justine, J&J. Justine is in the studio. Justine is also,
I just realized that.
yes, another qualification. We have Justine Afia Aniaku. Justine is also part of the Springboard family, and it's good to see you, Justine.
Thank you.
So she's a tutor at the Ghana Education Service, and she's an amazing person running a unit called JustMaud. I'll tell you a bit more about JustMaud as we go along, but welcome to Springboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So when you say Happy International Women's Day, what do you say?
Give to gain.
Good.
Good again. All right. So how important is the theme, the choice of theme for this year's IWD to you?
When I saw the theme, I was immediately elated, and I'll tell you why. I had a meeting with a group of ladies, Rosie Abi Arthur. I'm sure you know Rosie very well.
Funny, yeah.
She curated a group of women, and amongst them was a pastor lady. And along the chat, she said the beauty of our life is to be able to receive when you give. Because when you give, there is a certain satisfaction that the receiver enjoys. So when you give without allowing yourself to receive, actually is a bit selfish. It's interesting, isn't it? Because when you give, you believe you are not being selfish because you give of yourself. But when you don't allow others to give to you, it means you deny yourself that joy, that elation that people get when they
When they also give
receive
to you.
from you.
Okay.
So I love it. Give to gain.
Okay.
And I'm so excited about it. I'm particularly excited about today's conversation, Albert.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let me hear your preliminary thoughts, Justine. I mean, generosity and collaboration. How big is that in your life?
I think the team reminded me of how my initiative started. I was looking at giving out without gaining anything. But looking at the team, it has highlighted the fact that when you give, at least indirectly, you'll also be gaining positively. So for me, this team has highlighted the main focus of my initiative, whereby we gift to women of all calibers hard training in handicrafts, so that in the end they can also offer that gift to the next generation.
So, Janet, I met Justine. The first time I saw Justine, I was like, hold on a second.
Yes.
First of all, I saw a beautiful young woman who was doing training not to make money, hard skills training and the category of people that she was targeting were people who couldn't pay, ex-prisoners,
Amazing.
widows, the elderly who were out of work, and then vulnerable women.
Oh,
And I was
that's
asking,
amazing.
who is this who in this world that everyone is thinking about making some cash
Yes,
is
yes.
doing that?
Yes.
And so she caught our attention here at Springboard.
Yes.
And reached out to her and found out that she was not only running in-person sessions for them, and where she could afford it, actually giving them starter packs.
Oh, that's amazing.
But she had actually gone beyond to create a wide array of YouTube videos, so the person who could not be at the training in person could watch and then also improve themselves.
Kudos, Justine. Well done. Way to go.
Thank you, Auntie.
So and then the crowning moment was when we saw that she herself had a disability, and yet instead of thinking of her own disability, was thinking of how she could empower others.
Yes.
And it just fits so much into what we do here at Springboard that we reached out, and as I say, the rest is history. At the last event where you were the grand finale of the
Yes,
show, she
I
was
was
one of the award
indeed.
winners for the
Very
best
impressive.
facilitator.
Very,
so out of our
very
young
impressive.
youth-led organizations facilitating the training, she won the best award.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So let's deal with the gaining part for a minute, and I'll come back to where it all started. But the gaining part, when you stand on platforms awarded for what you would have done anyway for free, how does it make you feel?
I feel so much fulfilled. For me, it isn't about the money, but the impact. For me, the joy of knowing that at least because of me, there is food on someone's table. And I've had so many testimonies from these women. There was one audio one lady sent, and I got very emotional. She said, "Madam, because of you, I have food for my kids." And that alone is fulfilling for me. Now, when I look back at last November, being honored for the best facilitator, it was something that I wasn't thinking of. When I started the Craftpreneurship Academy with the sole aim of training these women in handicraft, I had no intention of getting a reward. I was just giving it out freely. And to be honored for what I was doing back in my corner somewhere, it was so humbling for me. It was so humbling.
I think the last 2 years have been quite significant in terms of throwing light
Yes.
to your work. Let's go back to before the cameras came.
Before the cameras came,
when you started, let's even start with maybe let's start from your own disability and some of the mountains you had to climb, because I think it helps to situate the person before even the venture.
yeah. It's getting very emotional, but I will try to do something. I wasn't born this way. I became physically challenged at the end of by 2.5 years. And I don't know, for a reason, I don't like the word disability to be used on me.
I agree.
I prefer to be called differently abled or physically challenged. So I had the best mother in the whole wide world who said, no, I wouldn't let this limit my daughter. She gave me the best of education, the best of everything. And by God's grace, I also made her proud. But along the line, I got pregnant and I had to give birth. Now, after that, when I returned back to the mainstream to continue my education, I faced a lot of stigma. There were programs you attend on campus, and they're like, I couldn't go or I couldn't attend because climbing became a problem. But I didn't allow that limit me. And when I discovered my skills at an early age, I decided to leverage on it. I leveraged on it and started creating videos in my own corner. Because I had people asking on social media, I want to learn what you are doing. But the distance was a barrier. So I thought through and I realized that no, I will not allow that distance be a barrier between me and those who want to learn from me. So that was how the virtual courses started. I started creating short videos, doing my own editing, and started using WhatsApp. It started from WhatsApp. Along the line, I got some platforms like Teachable and then Telegram. Then the YouTube channel also started running. But I realized that some of them pick the YouTube videos and then resell, whilst destroying the main aim of the content. So I had to switch back to Telegram to do it fully, where I have security
Control.
Good. Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to come back to you to talk about impact, the reach, and then some of the real life stories of transformation, because this is what it's all about. And I'm enjoying this. Janet, so you head the Executive Women's Network, originally set up as a fellowship or coalition of top executive women.
Yeah.
But along the line, I've seen the network evolve into a platform for mentoring. And that's when I became an associate member. Once I saw mentoring, especially for young women, I felt this is it.
Yes.
Tell me about especially the transition. It's almost like from success to significance.
Yes.
Tell me about the evolution of EWN and that shift from the place of celebrating achievement to focusing now on mentoring and impact.
Oh, that's amazing. So EWN will be 10 years old this year. So you can imagine that in the world, nothing is ever static, is it? It evolves because we live in a very dynamic world. So EWN started, as you said, among 6 group of women. And the whole idea was to drive personal career development and exposure. But over time, we realized that, operating from that singular perspective has no impact. So we started by bringing in middle-level management ladies where we could lift as we rise. And over time, we changed our strategy to strengthen the core, which is who we are as EWN. Today, we are close to 200 women executives in middle, mostly in top leadership positions in Ghana. So you find most CEOs, board chairs, board members, directors in EWN. And we lift through internal mentoring first, because there are different levels of women leaders in EWN. But then again, we realized it wasn't enough. You have to build the up and coming generation. So when we celebrated our 5 years anniversary, we came up with a project called Executive Women Network Elevate, EWN Elevate. And we chose to launch it in the northern part of Ghana for a strategic reason. And you know why, I needn't go into details. But when we went there, we specifically wanted the male population to back the strategy. So we went to the chief and he received us warm and wholeheartedly. So there we launched EWN Elevate, over 500 students in senior secondary school, enrolled. But we collaborated with the Ministry of Education, with the Center for Women and Development, with the teachers in these tertiary secondary institutions. Why did we do that, Albert? You know, because of the cultural dynamics in that environment, you had to make whatever mentoring you're doing very, very adaptable in the circumstances. Otherwise, it has no relevance. So the ladies in the schools are our mentors in partnership with SWIDA. Just last year, we went back because we wanted to approach this in a very serious and structured way. So we published two, let me call it journals or handbooks, one for the mentors and one for the mentees. So it's very structured and measured to ensure that the impact that we wanted to make was measurable. And we have enrolled over 200 girls on our mentorship program in the North, and that is not enough. Secondly, we were approached by the African Science Academy. They are located in Tema. There are 20 EWN members, ladies, who are mentoring 50 young girls in the African Science Academy. And the sky's the limit. We keep going. We're launching a serious project we call the collaborative ecosystem. So we will talk about that.
Hold on to that one for a minute as we come back to the power of collaboration.
Yes.
Because beyond some point, it would seem to me, Janet, that if you carry this cross alone or this exciting venture alone, there is only so far as you can go.
Yes.
How big, I mean, from even taking it outside EW and in your years of corporate work, in your years of business,
Yes.
how big is collaboration?
Collaboration is everything. It comes from the philosophy that leadership, for me at least, is all about service. And once you're in service, you're giving. But what makes service interesting, the gain part of it, is a reason why you went into the service. The deliberate choices you make. Why am I giving out this service? And that is where the gain part comes in. Is it for personal gratification? Is it to inspire? Is it to support? But in EWN, when we collab, personally, I do a lot. I have so many platforms that I mentor, they use. How did it start? Ghana's Most Beautiful. As a judge on Ghana's Most Beautiful, I'm sure you know about Ghana. I've been a judge for 5 years. What amazes me is the transformation you see in these young ladies over the 12 weeks that they participate in this program. And what happens is they come in as who they are. By the time we guide them with feedback, with mentoring, with coaching, the end result of what you see is amazing over 12 weeks, and how they go out and impact their communities and drive projects with rippling effects is amazing. And for me, I'm like, okay, Janet, why don't you leverage this to start a program on mentoring? So I mentor on so many platforms, Albert, I cannot begin to count. And I do it because I like to see the effect of the transformation. I like to see it when these young girls are curious to understand, how do we make it? How do you guide us? How do we impact our communities? And in the social era of social media, if we are not deliberate in the choices we make in mentoring these young girls, there are other platforms where they get guidance. So the choice is ours, really. Do we deliberately, really be visible on social media? It's a personal choice. As long as it's aligned with your personal truth and your personal values, that is okay. And be visible and to impact these girls in a positive way. And for me, that is what the essence and the ethos of life is all about.
When you come back to you on that, and now you've introduced a third pillar. We started with generosity and then collaboration. Now you've introduced intentionality or deliberateness.
Yes.
So let's see how these three played out. And Justine, let's talk about your work as facilitating training on the youth-led organizations for the Ghana Blues program. Training them in resin art,
Yes,
sometimes in millinery.
Yes. Please.
Just show us how collaboration and how generosity and how intentionality transforms the lives of people using some of the trainings that you organize or you get a chance to be part of.
Yeah. With what I train them in, there are times that I call on colleague creatives, because when we even pick millinery, it has so many aspects. So what mostly I do is, if there is an aspect that we are teaching on, I just call on a colleague to handle that. And collaborating with them always make us go faster than me doing everything. With what I had with the e-mentoring program. Yes, there were times behind the scene, I have a colleague there with me, just to give me that needed support to give of my best. So I think it has really, really helped me. The collaboration has really, really helped me in mentoring these young ones. Now with the resin art that we did for the Empower 360, honestly, let me tell you, that was the first training I did in resin art.
Wow.
Yes, that was the first training I did. And to the glory of God, everything I'm doing, I never went under apprenticeship. It's just raw talent. So when I decided to introduce you to the resin art, I did my research back door. Now, when it came to the physical training, I had some other creatives behind the scene giving me tips here and there, and the outcome was very awesome. I was very surprised.
It was, Janet, it was one of the courses. We did at that particular group.
Yes, please.
That particular cohort had soap making, he had resin art, he had makeup artistry, we've done mushrooms, we've done different ones. But that particular group, interestingly, that resin art group was very bold. And the one that I felt touched the most was somebody who, I think her name is Bridget. She lives in the Volta region. So Bridget has a challenge with her arms, so she's differently abled.
Yes.
She came for the course. She went back and she's trained both her brother and her sister.
Amazing.
And they recorded a video arguing among themselves about who makes more money from resin art.
Are you kidding
So, like,
me?
her sister is insisting that the one who can teach her, she's making
Oh
more money
my
than
God.
her.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
like,
amazing.
I'm like, do you know you actually are creating like a whole value chain, a
Yes.
whole transmission?
Yes.
So the brother and the sister have never met you.
Yes, please.
And yet, through your training of Bridget,
Yes.
they've also gotten skills that they are using. And they were doing it for a whole school, for their speech day giveaways. This is just unbelievable.
That is what you call the ripple effect, right?
Yes.
You throw a stone in a river and you see the circles, and actually the stone drops in a spot, but you see the ripples get bigger and bigger and bigger. But the size of the ripples depends on the intention with which you threw the stone.
And the collaboration.
Yes. If you drop the stone like this, the ripple will be a small one, but the strength and the efforts and the thinking and energy behind that stone makes it bigger. So it's just a metaphor.
Yeah.
But kudos to you.
Thank you.
When I come back from this break, I'll be asking you who you have become in your quest to develop other women. Who have you become in your quest to not just be selfish, but to give? Because my objective with this show is to highlight the fact that you actually don't lose when you live a life that is generous, a life that collaborates, and if I may add my own input, a life that is intentional about making the world a better place. This is Springboard, a virtual university. We are trying to make the world a better place, and we are celebrating International Women's Day. My guests in the studio, Sunkwa Mills and Justine Afia Mauda Aniaku, which is more than an account. Afia Mauda Aniaku. And they are talking about how, in different ways, Justine a bit more on the personal level through her work as a tutor at GES, through her ventures, and Janet trying to bring everything together under the umbrella of the Executive Women's Network, where there are so many women doing these things, and she's trying to help us to appreciate the ripple effect or the impact collectively of women being collaborative, being generous, and being intentional. When I come back from the break, I'm going to be talking about what I found out talking to my young colleagues here here at Springboard about what they think about leadership, what they think about generosity, and what they think about being a confident young woman, especially in the world today. When we began this journey a couple of decades ago, there were some very, very real challenges. Being a woman trying to pursue your career, trying to assert yourself, trying to be a voice on the media. Have we progressed? Have we totally overcome it? Are there learnings we can take that would help us do even better going forward? Let's strike gold as we explore those when we come back from the break. Please don't go away.
Aye, 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 aye. Sorry for left.
Hey, you gonna explain, Taya?
Let's all join the ride to make our nation great and strong.
No stress. Submit your insurance claim online in just seconds on the Claims Express portal. Simply upload your national ID, cost estimates, pictures, and more to get started. Submit online, track progress, and get paid fast. Skip the paperwork and get back on the road with ease. Visit claimexpress.enterprisegroup.net.gh for easy claims and quick payouts with absolutely no stress.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Hi, I'm Yvette Amanoki. In a world where many are thinking of what to get, I have given to others by using my work to support and uplift women. My impact is rooted in service, ensuring women have the support they need to thrive.
Hi, my name is Anita. One single thing that holds young Ghanaian women back is what society says they can do and cannot do. But education has played a very important role in changing this mindset. And a young woman like myself has to empower themselves so that they'll be able to build the right competence to take advantage of opportunities that come their way. I'm very privileged to work with an organization that has empowering women at the heart of it. We are giving the opportunities to be able to build our competencies and the right skill sets, and also empower the people that we as an organization serve.
My name is Faustina Eboa. One thing I believe the next generation of confident Ghanaian women must unlearn is the idea that confidence means being loud and aggressive. I believe it's not. I think confidence means knowing your work, being consistent, and preparing wherever you go. Another thing I believe we must unlearn is the idea that humility means shrinking yourself and then being in your own corner and having some small mini dream. I think you can be humble and have huge and big dreams and still achieve every single one of them. So go out there and have your big dream and be who you want to be. Thank you.
It's our very special International Women's Day edition as we explore the theme Gift to Gain, anchored on 2 pillars plus 1. The one is mine. 2 pillars of generosity and collaboration, and I've added intentionality. And my guests, Sunkwa Mills and Justine Mauda Afia Aniaku. We're trying to explore their own journeys and how they've been intentional and generous and collaborative in supporting other young women. It's a collective thing, rising together as we look out for each other and help each other up. This is brought to you by the Springboard Ratio Foundation and also proudly supported by MTN Ghana, the Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Growth Program, a collaboration between Mastercard Foundation and Springboard. Our media partners, Joy 99.7 FM, Joy News Television, and the Graphic Group of Newspapers. Also find all our content on the Springboard channel, where you can curate them, segment them, enjoy them, relive them every minute of the day at your own time and your own convenience. So my guests have been telling me about their experience. I'm going to come back to them, but this is our enterprise tip for today. Let me switch to the enterprise spotlight. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, I'm just glad to announce for every young entrepreneur watching and listening across Ghana that our partner, the Enterprise Group, will be launching a special initiative called Enterprise Spotlight. It's a national competition for young entrepreneurs aged between 18 and 40 who are building real businesses and ready to test and scale their ideas on a bigger platform. So selected applicants will go through a series of stages, beginning with an open call, followed by interviews and live business presentations before experienced judges. The competition welcomes men, women, and has a special place also for differently abled persons. It will reward courage, creativity, and determination. If you believe in the business you are building, keep watching Springboard Virtual University, because you will soon hear how you can apply and get to win those amazing prizes. Details will follow very, very shortly, but the Enterprise Spotlight will be right here on Springboard, your virtual university. Let me tell you where you can find Enterprise at any time. If you want to find out about their exciting group of products, just call them on 030-263-4704, email info.trustees@myenterprisegroup.io. Enterprise, your advantage. Right. So, welcome back, my dear sisters, to the virtual university.
Thank you.
So, before the break, my colleagues were sharing their perspectives in the video that we just saw. And I would like us to reflect on the ideas a bit. I think the first was Anita, who said, empower yourself and educate yourself so you can remain competitive and relevant and dispel the notion that you're not competent. So tell me about the role of education and empowering yourself in helping to climb the ladder.
Empowerment comes in different forms, right? It can come through education. It can come through the way you think, the way you behave. It can come through your emotions. They are all empowering. They just give you energy to do something. That's one thing we have to understand about the word empowering. The second thing is most organizations exist for value creation, value addition. And depending on the organization, the ultimate aim is to generate profit. The other aspect of it is corporate social responsibility. So at the end of the day, what you're bringing to the table is the essence of the discussion. I know that I don't want to be naive to think that there are organizations that are not biased towards men. There are organizations that are biased towards men. But the ultimate aim of any organization, if it is indeed focused on driving value creation and profit, then they are looking for people who can contribute to that, irrespective of gender. So I always say, and I believe it strongly, is my philosophy, that competence has no gender.
No, say that again.
I always believe, it's my philosophy, my guiding touch in life. In fact, let me borrow your word, springboard. It is my springboard that competence truly has no gender.
If you're good, you're good.
If you're good and you can add value in a way that responds to the needs, the vision of the organization, then you are at the table. And once you believe that, and you consistently upskill, because that's the other thing. I'll tell you a funny story about mentoring. I believe mentoring is top-down, bottom-up, and lateral. Last week, I was mentored by my young son. Interestingly, because These days, I've also been trying to, be up with the times, AI, chat, and all that. He says, Mom, try Claude. I say, Claude. What is Claude? It says it's a new AI tool. So I start chatting Claude. You know, the interesting thing is I say, Mom, you have to treat Claude not as a tool, but as a collaborator, as a teammate. So then when I add Claude things and Claude reply, I say, no, Claude, you're wrong. This is who I am. This is what I value. What do you think about that perspective? Then Claude will say, yeah, I think I agree with you. And then over time, Claude will propose something. I say, Claude, that's not me. Can you check my CV on LinkedIn and see what my profile is so that you can give me the right answer? Things like that. Do you understand what I mean? So in this world, adding value to yourself, there is no limit. The limit is within ourselves. And I believe that so strongly. And the reason why I believe it is I've seen how it transforms the Ghana most beautiful ladies when you tell them, believe in you. What the world thinks about you, what your friends think about you, let it be who you truly are. Not let it not reflect your personal truth. Because when it doesn't, that's where the conflict comes in.
Okay.
And you believe, I'm not worthy. I'm not cut for this. Oh, because of I'm a woman. No. The only difference from my perspective between the genders is that we have different seasons of life. We all go through life, but we experience the seasons very differently. From who you are when you transition into adulthood, when you go through your education, when you become a mother or not, biologically or not. You could be nurturing people, but they might not be your biological children, and that's fine. When you go through that stage, when you experience work as is, when you go through menopause, when you become so many things, a sister, a daughter, a mother to your children, and over time, a mother to your mother. And throughout all those stages, you learn different things. But the thing is, the beauty lies within you.
When we come back to that, and we'll talk about the perspectives of the other two colleagues, but which one would you like to comment on, the second or the third one?
Confidence.
Okay, you want to talk about confidence. So Faustina talked about confidence, and confidence meaning not being loud
Not
all
being
over the place,
so
or
loud.
being good at what you do.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Being consistent with what you do and upgrading gives you the upper hand to be very confident in yourself and also believe in your core mandates, your values that you hold in high esteem. Yes.
If you look at the people you grew up with, if you look at the environment you grew up with, did you think that you'd be here today on different platforms?
No. Absolutely no. I think 3 days ago, I had the thought of when I became physically challenged, there were people who told my mom that this is a girl child. Why not leave mother and focus on the brother? And it's caused so much thinking. And I was like, but here lies the case. My brother is there and I'm the one on the spotlight to the glory of God.
I'm sure he's happy for you too.
Yeah, yes.
Very proud of you.
Oh, yes. The day I was on the standpoint, my brother was so all over the moon. And I think my confidence level is not about being loud, but being very intentional and very meticulous about the things I do. Yes, the skills I offer to people and my teaching in the classroom. Yes. And
What do your students say about the kind of teaching you do?
Oh, a lot of good feedbacks. A lot of good feedback, especially when I was at the basic classroom. You know, for the basic school, you are there 24/7. And I had so many good feedback from my directors, my colleague workers, and my learners. And now that I'm at the senior high school, though you are not positioned in a particular class, but based on the subject delivery, the feedback is also.
What do you teach?
Yeah.
Please, I'm currently at Labone Senior High.
So what do you teach now?
I teach general art in knowledge, and with the new curriculum, we are teaching ADF, which is, I forgot the full meaning, but it's basic arts at the home econs and in the visual art department.
Yeah.
I also teach textiles and leatherwork. Yes,
Mhm.
and some aspect of jewelry.
Yeah.
You like things that involve these for your hands.
Oh, yes, please. Yes.
Albert, I wanted to add to confidence, and that is to say that, your confidence is boosted when you succeed at what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And also when you get validation from the people you intend to impact. Because once they tell you it works, then you're like, okay, I can do this.
Let's push more.
But when you continue failing, you realize that it deflates your confidence. But the thing is not to stop doing that. The reason I'm saying that is what I have understood through my 22 years career in Nestle, confidence and consistently upskilling myself has been my foundation. And it has impacted in all aspects of my life, whether it's in EWN or Jenem Salon and Spa or Ghana's Most Beautiful. And what I see is that immediately you get something right. It boosts your confidence.
Yeah.
But you can't get it right when you don't make an effort to learn and to know. But those areas where you fail, I call it your holy ground. I was having a chat with Djibouti. Actually, it was one of those EWN programs. And Djibouti said, the grounds on which you fail are your holy grounds.
I can imagine her saying that.
And it was so impactful. The reason why it was impactful to me at the time was, on those grounds, you learn. The problem is when you don't make an effort to learn.
Let me throw in a third colleague, Kiki. She spoke about in a world where everyone is tick, 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 tick. She's found out that she's given her time, she's given her effort, she's given her. I think Kiki's a big, larger than life person in the team. I mean, when we go around the country helping young people, supporting young people, she's riding there. And I think that 83% of our staff here at Springboard are young people aged between the ages of 18 and 35.
Okay.
And they're learning very early to be rather supporting other young people than thinking of themselves and what they get. So these answers are not surprising me, but she talks about the fact that at this age in my life, I've given my time, I've given my effort, I've given my contribution to making others better. What do you think, what will it do from where you sit in leadership? What will it do for somebody if at the very early age in their lives, they learn how to support others, how to give? They touch that significance button very, very early in life. What's likely to be the impact on their lives?
Growing up, only girl among 4 boys, single mom who goes to work. She used to carry us on her back to the broadcasting studios. So very early in my life, I'm the second born, but I became the mother of the family in the sense that my middle name is Latili. So Latili Femone, Latili, make sure your brothers have eaten. Latili, make sure this. Latili, make sure this. Latili, make sure this. And I used to dislike that.
I know, right?
Why is it Latili Dane, Latili Dane, Latili? But I realized very early that what I was being taught was responsibility in service. So I learned how to be resourceful. I learned how to plan. So you see, I was giving, but I was gaining a lot. And I'll tell you, if you're a young person, I have 2 men, sons of my own, 29 and 26. And the first one is constantly doing something in the medical school or as a doctor. The second one, he is into IT program. He's always doing something. Because on those platforms, you build your character. So as a young person, please, when you are offered an opportunity to serve or you're given a responsibility to impact others, embrace it like gold. Because in that, you learn and develop your character. You become a leader inadvertently. Sometimes you are intentional, sometimes you are not intentional. But the thing is, you learn.
You learn. You
You
learn.
learn.
And that is a big word we are working with. You're working with generosity, you're working with collaboration, you're working with intentionality. Now you've introduced learning. By the time you finish, we'll have a whole dictionary.
I tell you, Albert.
That's the Springboard of Virtual University. My guests, Janet and Justine, helping us to thread a certain path. So if you've been watching, we've spoken about generosity, we've spoken about collaboration, we've introduced intentionality because these things don't happen by accident. And now we've introduced learning. It's kept coming up over and over again. Learning, developing yourself, empowering yourself, improving yourself. And I guess that beside learning is ownership.
Yes.
Nobody can learn for you. You must own your own learning
Yes.
program. Design and own your learning program. If not, the world will keep going and coming and it will leave you behind. Janet, let's come to, have we progressed in our quest to raise stronger female leaders, build more female executives? Have we made progress on that? And from where you sit at EWN, what can we celebrate today as we reflect on International Women's Day? Have we made progress?
Beautiful. We've made progress. Before I go there, though, do you know the song? A chin chin, ama me.
Should I give you a microphone?
Please. A chin, ama tisama. Asante bonyo kente die mi umbido. Kwami onimadia ya ne kente nwi na bomije. Ne sa, ne nai, ne sedua. So what Gigi, is that it? Crowing crow. What is the song I'm telling you? I'm telling you that you are the architect of your own tapestry. That man sitting behind the loom, he picks the threads, he picks the colors, he picks the design, and all are designed by him. You, Albert, you and I, we are the architects of our own destiny. And therefore, whether you learn, you leverage it. You say, and you're voila. Now let's talk about EWN 10 years down the line. Yes, we're making significant progress. We have a very favorite thing we say in EWN. All we do is win, no matter what, because the awards keep coming. But we do this intentionally. Our theme for the celebration is celebrating a decade of leadership and a future towards holistic impact. Now, we've done so many programs. Just yesterday, I was collating the figures. Close to 1,700 women within and outside EWN and the youth that we have impacted, whether through internal mentoring, corporate mentoring, EWN Elevate, i.e. Senior Secondary School mentoring, or African Science Academy. But the biggest one that we are coming up with in celebration of art, it's what we call the collaborative ecosystem for developing and, most importantly, Albert, sustaining women in leadership. And that is the other part, because at the end of the day, we can all have the good intentions. The good intentions are clearly spelled out in Ghana in our affirmative action law, which was passed in 2024. 30% representation of women in leadership by this year, the end of this year, but progressively by 2035, 50%. So we've come up with a collaborative ecosystem, 8 in the team. Of course, EWN, the Springboard is part of it. We have University of Ghana Center for Gender Studies. We have the Legon Leadership Program. We have Affirmative Action Law Coalition. We have the Boardroom Africa. Yesterday we added Business and Financial Times, and then we added Smartline Production. What are we targeting is helping women achieve the targets that are progressively set in the affirmative action law, but most importantly as well, collaborating with the University of Ghana. We had a meeting where the Vice Chancellor was there, and we appreciate that. What kind of leadership curricula can we develop in the University of Ghana targeted at young women? How can UWN partner with the tertiary institutions to design mentoring programs, attachment programs, etc. How can we do this? How can we do this? So it's a big thing and we're excited about it. But the answer to your question is yes. In the future, there is more to do. And we just keep going.
Justine, 10 years ago and today, have we made progress?
Oh, yes.
Using your own life as a barometer.
Yes, please. I've made a lot of progress. I think one of my episode on the standpoint, I told my mom, Gifty Auntie, that I was going to go back to school. So honestly, I didn't want to just go back to learning. I wanted to focus on the business. Now, when I featured on that program, she encouraged me, and I decided to go back. And from that time till now, I've added a lot of value to my life, because I realized that if you really want to go up there and give off your best, you also have to sharpen your skills. You can't give out what you don't have. Yes. So I've made a lot of progress, and we are still going by God's grace.
What kind of, I mean, you've shared a bit of your life today with us, where you began, how you faced the first hurdle you faced, where the disruption in your education. You didn't mention your beautiful daughter, but I've mentioned it. And then how you moved on and where you are today, now impacting so many lives. What kind of woman have you become as a result?
I've become a very patient person. Honestly. Like patience, I'm not there. But through my interaction with my trainees and the online classes, one value that I've developed is to become more patient. I've become very patient. And to me, that is enough. Yes, that is enough.
You become a very patient person.
Very patient.
I'll learn that from you. Janet, let's wrap up with this. Who have you become on this journey of leadership? As a result of all the interactions, all the experiences you've shared, who have you become?
Interestingly, I'm patient by nature. Most people who know me know that, I'm very active, but I'm patient by nature. But what I've developed is when you wake up at 6 a.m. and somebody calls you from EWN, Janet, have you seen this? Janet, I don't like what this person is doing. Janet, I'm like, oh, damn, okay. So I have become a gymnast in agility, emotional agility, and social influence. I choose the word agility, but most of it, we are juggling this and that and that. I've always been a juggler, but I think the fluidity and agility in my emotions and the leadership skills, because Albert, you know what? I operate in EWN where your executive antenna has to be like this. And I operate in JNM, Salon and Spa, where I have to immediately drop down to the level of my staff. And as a public speaker, I operate on another spectrum. So I'm always like this. But the most important thing is my personal truth. And it reflects who I am. So I am enjoying the journey.
Let me end on the angle of faith. Faith. Because everyone has, you call it a personal truth, but I think that I would like to anchor faith in this conversation. Yes. How big is faith for you, Justine?
My faith is in God, and I see God as everything to me, because I believe without Him, there's nothing I can do. I may acquire the skills, I may go back to school and upgrade everything, but minus God, it will be zero for me. So my faith is so much rooted in the God factor.
Janet, let's talk about faith for you.
I've been singing a lot today, right?
Yeah.
Maybe because we started the whole thing with this, what you call
Christopher. So for those who are listening and watching, when my two friends came into the studio, I was playing them some serious gospel reggae.
I loved it. I am a Presbyterian, but you asked me a question. I'm going to sing. So, will your anchor hold in the storms of life? When the clouds unfold their wings of strife, when the strong tide lifts and the cables strain, Will your anchor drift or firm remain?
Come on.
We have an anchor that keeps the soul steadfast and sure while the billows roll. Fastened to the rock which cannot move, grounded firm and deep in the Savior's love.
You know, let me give you 2 seconds. I have 30 seconds left. Your dedications on International Women's Day.
My
Dedications.
Oh, the reason why I sang that song is to let you know I'm agile but grounded, and I'm grounded in the Savior's love. And I dedicate this to my mom, to my EWN sisters, to my ladies who go clack it. That is in Ghana's most beautiful. To every lady out there who is making impact, I say kudos. Keep going. Once you make a difference, it's worth it.
Please, when it gets to International Men's Day, I'll come and call you.
Please, I'm all for you.
Just in your dedications.
Yeah, to all. My Proverbs 31 mom, the very first person, and to every learner, every female, a woman learner in my the Entrepreneurship Academy. Those I've trained, I dedicate this International Women's Day to you and to all my godmothers. And become one of my godmothers.
Justine.
To all of you, thank you so much for making impact. And I pray that we'll continue to impact the next generation after us.
Another beautiful edition of our International Women's Day conversations, highlighting this year, give to gain. If you ever doubted that you can give to gain, let me read you a Bible verse from the book of Proverbs 11, verse 24. It says, there is one who scatters and yet has abundance, and there is one who withholds more than is required, and it leads to poverty. So that is my scripture for you. When you give, you will gain abundantly. So think about this verse as you reflect on the theme, give to gain. And we've been trying to explore the themes of generosity, collaboration. We threw in a bit of intentionality. And then also learning. We said in the learning, there must be ownership of your learning. Yes. This is our version of International Women's Day. I hope you had a nice one too. But Sunkwa Mills and Justine Afia Mauda Aniaku have made my day with this conversation, and I trust that you also have had an amazing day. Let me say good evening and a warm International Women's Day to Lady Joy Otabil, my boss, somebody I've appreciated and admired for years, as I had a privilege of working with her on several programs and projects. Your strength is unbelievable, and I just celebrate you for who you are. I started by dedicating to 3 women in my life: Dora, Comfort, and Nana, my mother, my wife, and my daughter. And to every woman out there, this is your show, Springboard, your virtual university, brought to you by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with the Enterprise Group, MTN Ghana, and of course, our Ghana Growth Program, which is itself a collaboration between Massacre Foundation and Springboard. Let me say a big thank you to our media partners, Joy 99.7 FM, Joy News Television, and of course, the Graphic Group of Newspapers. We are joined along the line by 3 of my colleagues, Anita, Kiki, and Faustina, sharing their perspectives. And I've had in the studio, Janet and Justine. My name is Albert, saying God bless you, and God bless you.
Aye, 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 aye. Sorry for left.
Hey, you gonna explain tire?
Let's all join the ride to make our nation great and strong